What would happen if instructors let students choose how to show their learning in a class? Maybe they'd tell stories, or play bingo, or create origami, or make a movie. That may sound frivolous, but for the 44 honors students in Mike Vidovich's Introduction to Psychology course, it was anything but. Vidovich decided to forego a final exam in the class last spring. Instead, he challenged students to demonstrate learning in ways they found meaningful. He felt empowered to try this alternative approach, in part because students in the honors section tend to get high grades on the final exam already.
They know it, so let's try something different. And I think that was one of the data, right? The data gave me the courage to try something different. I wouldn't break them because they already kind of knew it anyway.
He divided the class into groups of 4 or 5 students, with each group assigned to create a 15-minute mini-lesson over a major topic from the semester. Students in one group linked the concepts of social psychology to compelling personal stories. Another created a humorous video, with themselves as actors, to explain cognitive development. Others used a more traditional lecture approach as they explained things like methods, memory, and intelligence. Another created a bingo game that provided an interactive way to review concepts about emotion. And one group demonstrated learning by having classmates try to create an origami crane or a swan from a sheet of paper. Here's how students in that group explained their approach.
And we chose comparing learning by insight versus learning by observation. First, we had people try to make a paper crane, just looking at a picture of it. And we gave them a minute or so to work on it, and most didn't get far at all. And then we stopped them, had them start on a different piece of paper, and showed a video of someone doing the crane, and had them follow along for learning by observation. And what we're trying to show is that learning by observation works a lot better for tasks such as this.
Here's what Vidovich saw from the students' demonstration.
The origami example was a great demo because as soon as they started handing out paper, people were like, what are we going to do here? And as soon as the image of the swan went up on the screen, people were like kind of laughing and joking around with each other immediately. It was just like a light switch happened. And they really got the point of how different kinds of learning can work.
Vidovich was surprised at how successful some of the presentations were.
I was bowled over, actually. I was amazed at the creative things that some of the groups came up with. I think some of the groups got it more than others in terms of what the sort of flipped approach is about. Some groups were more comfortable with a sort of traditional lecture still, but others really embraced it and did some really engaging activities and got people involved.
So what's the takeaway from this experiment with an alternative to a final exam? Let's listen to the students again.
I think it's a lot more beneficial than a regular exam would be, just because each group can focus on something so specific that we covered within the class, and they can just focus on whatever specific topic they had and teaching it to us, rather than all of us having to try and cram for so many different topics. I think we just learn better when we can hear what other people have to say about their little subtopics that they decided on.
And I feel like it's something you can take home as well. It's not just a bubble sheet that you leave behind in your professor's office or on the desk or whatever. It's like something that you can really absorb, and it's way better in my opinion than any multiple choice test or essay test.
Definitely, I think the takeaway message is that it's a lot easier for kids to be able to pick up information when it's not all just in a straight out give it straight back to you form. And it doesn't have to be in our video form or an entertaining form as much as we need relatable things to be presented to us. Just give a real life application. That's what I really liked about this course, is it wasn't about all the things we know, because the things we know in science change. It was more about how do we attain it, what can we do to be as accurate as possible with what we know now and what we are planning on learning.